Hello comrades and welcome to Prague Summarized. Summarized, it means that we're gonna just do it each 5 years and explain the quirks and things we've done within those 5 years. This video is aimed to the subscribers that do not have time to watch 5 hours of raw recording and also explain the quirks that we have used around here. Moreover, this video will be released, I think, 2 days after year 5 or year 10, etc. And it will be instantly released to my channel members. Let's see, first year. Let's explain a bit the rules of the Prague Industrialized. Firstly, in regards to game settings, we have Great Hard and everything basically enabled. One more extra rule, we are not allowed at all to loan either USD or rubles. Another thing dedicated only to this Prague Industrialized series, well, Prague Summarized series, is the fact that we're gonna use the add month feature over here just to get to March and not be bombarded with ugly whiteness from the snow. This is because usually the episodes end in January. Well, anyway, let's check now the things that we've done in the first year. First year was more of a planning session. We just prepared a bit the railroad, although we are not going to build it for a very long time. The reasoning we've prepared it like this is just to have the layout and not block the customs house here. Then, in regards to construction offices, we did buy some dumpers, some excavators and bulldozers. This is enough just so we can build the road system over here. Moreover, we did plan clothing factories and fabric factories. Basically, this is the kickstarting industry that will help you stay afloat. If you don't build this industry at the very beginning, your cash will never rise back. So you're only spending money and you're not producing money at all. And this is a very bad thing, especially if you're playing with loans turned off. Also, we did plan a road over here just to get to the other customs house, but it does require a bridge to be built. Currently, I did not yet find a use for this bridge, so it will only remain planned for a very long time. Let's see, what else? We did also plan the city over here. The city is 500 by 500-ish. No, 500 by 400 area. It is split in 4 quadrants. This is a building style that I'm using. And I'm gonna start with the first quadrant over here. The main idea is to keep all services on the edge of the city and the residential buildings within the quadrant over here. Later down the line, we're also gonna build the second quadrant, but yeah, its first year won't happen. Other quirks and shenanigans is related to the power. As we can see, the power is via a high voltage switch priority. This is important because later in the years, once the city is fully built, we might not have enough power imported because currently the electricity over here can only support 8 megawatts at a time. This should suffice us for a very long time and should be able to power our city. However, I don't want to take risks, so I will split the power. Low priority will go to the industry area over here. High priority will go to this high voltage switch. Why did I have a high voltage switch over here? It's because you cannot directly connect 2 priority switches without the game having a hard time calculating everything. Good. So afterwards, I pulled this main electricity line over here to another high voltage switch. This high voltage switch will make sure that priority will go to this power transformer, which will be for our city. Then the other line, we're gonna pull it through here with lower priority whenever we want. Good, and I think that's kind of all about year one. We do have a bus station planned and a bus end station. Let's move a bit to year two. Hello to whiteness. Let's fix that. There we go. Much better. Now let's see. End of year two, we managed to build multiple construction offices because currently the area over here was not sufficing. Basically, we were having vehicles. We could have built everything with those vehicles, but it was slow as fuck. So we took the risk and actually built 2 extra construction offices, hoping that we won't run out of money. In terms of how I did set up the construction offices over here is like this. I do have cement mixers, 4 of them in each. I do have open holes, again 4 of them in each. And also, sorry, not open holes. Yeah, actually open holes where there are the rest. There we go. And 4 gravel vehicles. Basically just to speed up the delivering of resources to all of our buildings. Again, train line not done, and we also planned a fire station over here, which will come in handy if anything around here will go up in flames. Moving on to the city, we can see some things built, like the power station that we discussed, the stores, and also a little bit of planning when it comes to the citizens. We managed to plan out some flats brick, a garbage stand, an eternal flame just to cover the citizens' needs for loyalty, and a cinema together with a sports hall. Now, I'm gonna have a surprise for you guys in year 3, but let's see, for year 2, what else did we do? We did plan the transfer station for big garbage together with a road cargo station. Basically from here, all of the garbage that the city will generate, which will be extremely low at the beginning, will be handled by this transfer big garbage. Then we're gonna have just a distribution office delivering the garbage directly to the border. Apart from this, nothing else quirky. We also did start a technical services office over here, which later down the line we're also going to fill with water trucks and also with sewage trucks. This is important because water and sewage you don't really need for the first 1000-ish citizens. Moreover, we got this electric substation, which later down the line we're gonna connect it to the power transformer, a water substation for the truck to fill in, and a sewage tank. Apart from this, the industries over here are also being built, but they are extremely slow to build. One lessons learned from the year 2 is the fact that every single construction office has so many things to build that it doesn't register more buildings. So for example, if I want a high priority on any of these buildings, that building will not appear over here because it's already filled with a shit ton of things. That's why in year 3 at the start, we are going to actually just cancel, well, not cancel, but use this button over here, batch suspend construction, and suspend the whole industry from being built. This means that we can focus on the city. The reasoning we are focusing on the city is that the economy and tabs over here, we see that 1 single workday for a foreign worker is 4 rubles. The worker day for our actual republic will be way lower. We're gonna discuss in year 3. And speaking of year 3, let's load that up. There we go. Welcome to year 3. So we can see over here that we did build a small clinic, we did build 2 flats, and also we invited workers. Something that amazed me at early start DLC, which I don't think in the base game was actually possible, but then again, I did take a risk over here. In Siberia Done Right series, I did not want to take this risk, and also we did not have the first industry. We just rushed tourism out of the gate. But basically, these two shops, the grocery store and the small store, it's enough to keep the citizens in check. Yes, you're gonna have the utter garbage productivity, and that's because they are dissatisfied because they cannot visit a pub tavern, they cannot participate in sports, and also they can't enjoy culture. Sports and culture will be immediately prioritized with high priorities, so they get built by our own workers without using foreign workers. Moreover, the bus station got moved over here. Basically, we want to make sure that the workers are coming from our own bus station here. Apart from this, any other quirks? As I explained, we cancelled this entire region for now, just to focus on the building of our citizenship empire over here. In terms of things used, again, because we don't have any profits, of course, we only imported a shit ton of resources. Nothing we can do about it. And because now we do have workers, let's compare a bit. 4 rubles for 1 workday. As we mentioned, the average productivity is around 50%, so we should theoretically double the amount of cash our citizens will consume in order to build stuff. If we're gonna check over here, or where was it? Actually, not here. Here, domestic production. Average cost of 1 workday, it doesn't even register. Actually, yeah, let's go to last year and check over here. 0.20. So this means we are using 0.40 rubles per workday for our citizens. That's a huge decrease in profit loss. And yeah, I guess that's kind of all about the gimmick of year 3. Let's see what else we can discuss about. Not quite anything. Good, let's move up to year 4. Perfect. Here's the end of year 4. We do have the cinema and sports hall built. We can see that the average productivity rose up at the moment. The city is still surviving with only the grocery store and the small store, and we are having crimes from time to time. Also, one thing that I regret doing is building this small kindergarten. It doesn't seem like it can handle all of the workers. That's why we are building a bigger kindergarten over here for our workers to be able to, well, work. Now, in terms of the electric substation, it still has only one single connection, and you're gonna see over here total wattage of all connected buildings. Well, the problem with all connected buildings is that it also includes these guys over here. So basically, power will be used each single time that the technical services will refuel a truck. Moreover, power will be used each single time that the transfer big station and also the road cargo station will be used. That happens in a fraction of a second, so it won't overkill our electric substation here. So it's perfectly fine to see it at 64% consumption. Good. Apart from this, it seems like some trucks are going to the kindergarten and nothing more to report. We did build a fire station here for safety reasons, just to make sure that we don't get flames around here. Moreover, the small headquarters is also kicked in, and we can start researching all of the things that we're gonna need. This city is very much still needing a lot of workers because all of these amenities will use staff and we cannot properly man the clothing factory. Which, by the way, in year 4, it seems like we did manage to build it fully and it's working relatively safe. You're gonna see that later down the years, in year 5, these amount of workers will not suffice anymore. The reasoning being is that we are going to need a lot of citizens coming through here to build stuff. Also, we did move the bus station again over here just to build a secondary road to our industries. This secondary road was important because we did not allow buses. Let's grab some things like these. Let's see. Perfect. We did not allow buses on the main road, so only cargo vehicles are allowed over here. Similar over here, we did not allow buses to go cheat and use this dirt road to go back to the city. And we placed speed limits at each intersection possible to make sure that the buses travel at 30 kilometers per hour. This was important because the industry over here is barely, take it or leave it, somewhere around 1 kilometer distance. This is not enough to have constant workers at the factories. The way we can improve the number of workers and also the frequency of buses is to make sure that these buses travel for a very long time. And let's see if we can find a bus. There we go. This one, we can see that this guy is traveling for 1 hour, and let's speed up the game a bit so he reaches the station. There we go. So total time traveling is almost 2 hours. This means I think 200% increase in the working time. So instead of 8 hours, they are working 16, maybe. I can't remember exactly. I need to rewatch the citizen transportation guide. But anyway, the more total time travel they have, the better. The best would be 3.5 hours. Cool. We did cover the buses, and I think that's kind of all in regards to year 4. Again, progress is very slow because we don't want to spend money. Moreover, because we did have these factories over here, we also had profits. So basically, instead of just wasting 70k directly on building stuff, we only wasted a little bit less because of these profits that came from the border. That is cool. Good. Let's move on to year 5. In terms of year 5, we did manage to build 2 heat exchangers, one near each other. I do not recommend to do this unless you are in a general map. In a general map, it truly doesn't matter that the heat pumping station over here is very close, because the weather doesn't reach minus 30 degrees, as we can see in January it was minus 14. I did not impose the game for the temperature to change, but yeah, the most you're gonna get it is minus 20. Now, speaking of buildings, what else got interesting around here? Just a quick edit. Remember that right now we have 1,000 citizens, therefore we're gonna need our own water. So I did build a water station around here together with a water pumping station. The water pumping station also goes directly to the fabric factory because I don't want to use pure water that we were importing from the border. I just want to use 90 to 93% water, which should suffice for the fabric factory to run at max capacity with no issues. Remember, the way to handle water is to firstly build a sewage and afterwards build the water. If you do it the other way around and build the water pipes, you're gonna switch to pressurized water. When that happens, the sewage will build up to 20 times faster than without pressurized water. Some of my commenters managed to spot that we do have this service crane at the very beginning of the game. Basically, back when I played Early Start DLC, we did not have access to road cranes and especially tower cranes from the very beginning. If I knew, we would have sped up the construction a lot more at the beginning. Well, we did learn from our mistakes and did make a dedicated construction office over here with 3 open holes that will deliver the tower cranes together with several tower cranes over here and also 2 small cranes, road cranes. The reasoning for the road cranes is that the pipes over here and electricity, basically everything that is underground, you cannot employ tower cranes and move them every inch built. So you are going to need a road crane for that to have them over here. The disadvantage of having them directly in this construction office is the fact that they're also gonna go and build the buildings, which it doesn't seem that much of a drawback. Cool. What else we've done? We've had quite a lot of earthquakes, so we did need to implement a secondary fire station over here, and it got built exactly at the very end of year 5. In terms of criminality, let's check it out a bit. We are seeing a 3% criminality, but this 3% is slightly fake. This is because this building only has 8 workers. If we're gonna check the criminality around here, it's just relatively 8%. So we are not yet in danger of a criminality spiral. The prison and the police station were not needed at all at the moment. Moreover, being year 5, this is the time when most of the vehicles reach around 50% wear and tear. It's recommended by the 50% mark to kickstart your maintenance vehicle repair station over here. Apart from this, we did build a vehicle repair station awfully close to the city. Unless it's a train end station, because trains cannot be repaired on custom lines, I don't see a reason to have the vehicle repair station placed nearby our technical services and construction offices. The vehicles will be so spread out during repairs that it truly doesn't matter. Moreover, we did go with a medium repair station over here because I want all of the workers to go directly here. We only employed 5 out of the maximum 25 workers because, yeah, we did not need more than that at the moment. Also, a trick of the repair station, airplanes and helicopters are a big no-no to be repaired. Moreover, kill the aluminium and the electronics. They are only needed in the helicopter and in the airplane. We should not import these over here because we're gonna waste money. In terms of economy and trade, let's see the last year how it was looking like. Again, the total sum is going down and it's expected. This is because we are still heavily importing all of the materials needed for the buildings, and we just made 57,000 rubles in profits. Let's see, apart from this, what other things got changed? Yes, this road cargo station over here still did not get built because it doesn't seem like there's a problem over here. Moreover, we did see a shortage of workers in the clothing factories. This is because we did have a burst of people going around and building all of these houses over here. Apart from this, I'm not 100% sure if... Yes, we did. Okay, we did add the distribution office over here in order to handle the garbage from the big transfer garbage. If you're not going to handle it from here, you might end up waking up with pollution, and all your city will be... Basically, all your citizens will just die from the pollution or just leave the Republic altogether. Also, we did plan the second quadrant over here, which we're gonna build in the next years. So, I guess this is how the city looks like currently in year 5. Of course, this is just the beginning. Everything will progress slower because we are not allowed to take any loans. And yeah, stay tuned for the next summary, which will happen at year 10. Apart from this, thank you for watching. Thanks to all of these guys that are supporting the channel directly by donating to it monthly. And yeah, until next time, I'm the Honey Badger and I'm out.